Okay, we're live. Here we are.
Hi.
We are now live with you guys. It's so good to see such a busy chat room already. Big shout out to Bray Mullen. Big shout out to Bradley Cussy. Big shout out to Lauren. Big shout out to Joel McDermott. Big shout out to Jamie as well. We've currently got 11 people online watching us. So that's good. We hope that that will build as we go through this wonderful kind of update for the Manchester LiftOff Online 2020. Natalie, is there anything you want to add so far about the festival week?
Yeah, so far it's been running really great so far. So far, so far, so
So
far.
far, so far. So far, so good.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm currently at home, so it's kind of thrown us a little bit, but no, it's all good. And thank you so much for joining us from your own homes as well.
Yeah. Just a quick disclaimer, if you hear a 1-year-old screaming outside this room, that's because I'm currently streaming from my home as well. Obviously, we're in social isolation for COVID-19. And I've got a little girl running around the house. So yeah, if you hear her every now and then, don't worry. It's just my daughter.
I've
Okay,
also
cool.
I've
Um,
also sent the dog for a long walk, so he shouldn't be coming back anytime soon.
Yes. Hey Jamie, how's it going? Good big shout out to Jamie. I can see him in the chat room there. So good to see the network together, seeing everybody kind of joining up online and kind of keeping the spirit of liftoff going. It's been really, really great. Like we were saying, we've had the Manchester Liftoff Film Festival Online 2020. We've had it since Sunday night, I believe it was. Is that right, Natalie? Sunday night it went live?
Yeah, so it went live on Sunday, and it's gonna close on Sunday at 10 p.m. for the I can't
Perfect.
speak anymore. I'm so sorry. It is gonna be closing on Sunday, the 5th of April at 10 p.m.
Yes, yes, it is. And so far, we've had some fantastic responses from all over the place. And we want to kind of present to you now where we're currently at with the festival, what the vote systems are currently showing us as of 3 p.m. today, British summertime time. And yeah, without further ado, we'll start. So, this is our kind of presentation that we have set up. We're going to be going through each one individually. So this is the live this week, Sunday, April the 5th at 10 p.m. is when we'll be closing. So we've got several films from all over the world. I say several, we've got over 100. Is that right, Natalie? Over 100 films?
Over 100 films from all around the world.
Great. So why lift off online? So number one, I mean we get asked these questions all the time, and obviously the number one reason for lift off online at the moment is because of COVID-19. But we've been running online festivals for about 5 years now, and they've been really successful. They're allowing us to kind of go outside the remit of our set venues. So when, for example, we get this all the time with all of our liftoff festivals, we'll get to programming a festival and we'll have X amount of money for a particular venue. Normally around, I mean, it's a crazy amount of money for everywhere. You can imagine how expensive it is. Probably a lot of you have experienced how expensive cinemas are to hire these days. So we only get given, say, a small chunk of films to be able to program. But what our online festivals allow us to do is select an awful lot more films. So films that we would normally select for our actual live screenings, we can branch out to online as well. And it's done a great job in introducing fresh audiences to true indie content. Oop, my camera's going down. There we go. To introducing fresh audiences to true indie content. We are massive champions of true indie content. We really, really care about everything that costs nothing on a film set. So on a film project. So things that cost nothing, getting work out there. So projects that prioritize great acting, great storytelling, great film language, filling a frame with narrative, all the things that actually cost nothing to get right, we champion. We don't care if it was shot on the world's best camera. We don't care if it's got a superstar in it. All we care about is that your filmmaking talent is coming through. And not just filmmaking talent in the present tense, but filmmaking talent in the future tense as well. So if we see tons of potential in a filmmaker, for example, we will push them as best as we possibly can. And the online festivals in its previous incarnation was literally the place for us to be doing that. But now we've gone even bigger and better before. So yeah, introducing fresh audiences to true indie content, exposing filmmakers to the work being created by their peers. Again, another massive, massive thing that we really try to champion here at Liftoff. It's so important that filmmakers watch the work of their fellow filmmakers. It's all well and good to be inspired by Martin Scorsese, but you're not making films for the kind of budget that Martin Scorsese is getting his films made for. You want to be watching work and supporting work from people that are making projects from the similar pot as you. It's so important to know what's going on with your peers and understanding what their challenges are, and learning from them. And we would love it, wouldn't we, Natalie? We would absolutely love it if filmmakers that are part of Manchester LiftOff Online contacted one another and shared stories, shared anecdotes, shared ideas, and started the process of collaborating. It's really, really important, especially at this level of the indie film industry. The filmmakers are the number one audience drivers. They're the ones that drive the audience. And to be a good indie filmmaker at this level, to get you to the next level, you have to be able to drive audience. And this is all based around filmmakers helping each other and really understanding the kind of work that's being created by their peers. The next one is obviously giving global opportunities to filmmakers and their teams from around the world. So you never know what might happen. Someone in Japan might watch your film today and they may be like, well, this is exactly what we're looking for the Japanese film market or the Japanese TV market or anything. You just never know what might happen. And we've had tons upon tons of scenarios over the years where filmmakers or producers have watched other people's work, normally online because it's the most accessible way to do it, and always through Vimeo-On-Demand because it's the easiest way to get the films in front of people on the sofa without having to go through the loopholes of Amazon or the ridiculous constant closed door by Netflix. This is kind of one of the ways that we can really foster opportunities for our filmmakers, and streaming into the homes of potentially thousands of people worldwide throughout the year. Like I said, we do this for every festival. We're going to be expanding it an awful lot more because of the COVID-19 outbreak. So we'll be screening more films, and that means screening more films to more people. So by being part of this festival, by being part of this online initiative, your work is going to be seen by potentially thousands of people around the world, which we think is a great thing.
Just to add on that note,
Yeah.
Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of these streaming platforms, they don't necessarily have that true independent film. So now we're trying to give that accessibility to everyone in their home. So please, if you are taking part in the Manchester Online Festival, then get people watching this content. Introduce new, fresh people to independent film.
Definitely. I can't stress that enough either. When I first got with my partner, the mother of my child, she said that she was an art house indie film fan, and I introduced her to the work that we champion at LiftOff, and she was like, well, where else can I see this stuff? And I was like, unfortunately, nowhere else, because a lot of this work doesn't tend to get into theatres. And she was like, well, you're doing a really important job then getting this out to festivals. And we were like, yeah, well, we are. but it's important to remember this, because there will be lots of people in your family, your extended family, your friends that have never been introduced to this level of cinema before. And they need to know that this sort of stuff is out there and you're part of it. And that's a really great thing, we think, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here we go. Yeah, exclusively on Vimeo-On-Demand, and access to this festival is via the link in the description below. So the link to the link below will take you directly to the list of films on Vimeo-On-Demand, and you'll be able to go in there. You'll be able to watch all the films, and you'll be able to vote. So yeah, we're celebrating all the films from Manchester and giving a platform to northern work as well. We have loads upon loads of films from the north of England and Manchester. It wouldn't be Manchester LiftOff if it wasn't celebrating films from the north of England. Here's a list of the films that we have on here. So I don't know, Natalie, if you want to read these out, just in case people can't see them.
Yeah, so
on the first slide.
Yeah, I've got that right in front of me. So the first one is A Bit of This and A Bit of That, directed by Jake and Elizabeth there. A Mile in Her Shoes, Battle, Beating Around the Bush, Being Mixed, Bone Idol, Career, Charlie Boy, Day Street.
Okay, that's as far as it goes for that one. Just to go back on that, Natalie, it's A Bit of This and A Bit of That, directed by Jake Gill and Elizabeth Ratcliffe, Liam Steers, Alexander Denniston. A Mile in Her Shoes, directed by Duncan McNamara. Bartle, not Battle, directed by John King. Beating Around the Bush, directed by Alexandra Burns. Being Mixed, MIX-D, directed by Tamara Mankasarayan. There we go. Got there in the end, I think. I think. Bone Idol, directed by Lewis Ainsworth. Carer, directed by Michael Hewer. Charlie Boy, directed by Graham Peake. And Day Street, directed by Paige Nielsen. We also have Dead Lost, directed by Jamie Lowe. Dear John, I'm Sorry, directed by Ian Cash. Don't Feed the Ducks, directed by Rob Pannell. Droplet, directed by Simon Dealey. Forget Me Not, directed by Sarah Smith. Hang, directed by Michael Peace. He Ran, directed by Shi Kyu. Mad Dogs, directed by Steve Boot and Paul Flannery. Maid of Stars, directed by Gareth George and Darren Jeffries. And Mummy's Boy, directed by Stuart MacDonald. And then the final list, we have Onolatari, directed by Joe Dearman. Prophet, directed by Riley Bramley Diamond. Resolution, directed by Neil Kemp and Nathan Loynis. Salford Wetland, directed by Luke Blazejewski. Skint, directed by James A. Potts. Tick Tick Tick, directed by Larry Ketang and Liam White. Transparent, directed by Andrew Pearson. Verto, directed by Danny Childs, Matthew Fordy and Rhys Charles. And We Are Here, directed by Ellie Hodgkins. And that's it. For the northern films from Manchester and the north of England. That's not all of the films. We also have films from all over the world. And you can see here just currently through our live stats, we have current number of rentals as of 3 p.m. today. So about an hour and 20 minutes ago, we had 129 rentals in 20 countries around the world. So the UK is currently sat with 57 votes. Not surprising, because we do have a lot of content for Manchester Liftoff from the UK, especially. But that doesn't mean that these things can change. We have seen on several occasions the votes really push up on here. So USA 36, France 11, Italy 4, Israel 3, India 2, Australia 2, Germany 2, Russia 2, Turkey 1, and then Spain, Sweden, Denmark, Brazil, Austria, Japan, Hong Kong, Russia, Kyrgyzstan and Taiwan, all with one vote from all those places. It's pretty amazing to see that these are people from all over the world engaging with indie film. It's quite something. You guys should really be proud of the fact that you guys your work is reaching this many territories. It's quite something.
Yeah,
it's really cool. So the current leading films as of 3 p.m. BST, Wednesday the 1st of April. Natalie, would you like to start us off with the first film?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So in joint 5th position is Operation Happy Day. This is a short documentary directed by Stephen James Payne, and it's from Canada. So the logline is 22 dogs, 5 days and 5,000 kilometers is part of the story behind the extraordinary rescue of 111 dogs. A Canadian team of dedicated women step up to save and rehabilitate the dogs.
That sounds really good.
Operation Happy Day.
Sounds very good. Sounds like a great documentary. A Canadian team of dedicated women step up to save and rehabilitate the dogs. Awesome.
Sounds right up my street.
It does sound up the street. Yeah. Next in joint 5th is a Guatemala project. This is one that's really caught my eye and is on my watch list for tonight. I've got about 15 films on my watch list tonight. This is one of them. This is a short documentary directed by Bria Mullen. It's from the USA. It's joint 5th on 4 votes as well. As you can see down the bottom left-hand corner, it's joint 5th, 4 votes. And the log line for this, and this is where I get a little bit interested in it, is that Lucy, along with her 2 sons, Michael and Sam, moved to a small town in California. Soon the 2 boys are sucked into the mysterious and dangerous world. No, hang on a minute. That's not the log line. That's not the log line for the Guatemala project. That's the log line for Lost Boys. We need to find the log line for. This is the log line for a film that was put in place here as a placeholder for one of the previous ones. That's why I was like, this sounds great. I will check out the Guatemala.
I've got the log line. Don't worry.
You've got the log line there? Okay. Do you want to pop the log line in there, Natalie, quickly, and we'll come back to that.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, great. I'll read out the fourth position film for No Limits. That's hilarious. This is live. That's live for you. This is the way it goes. So this is No Limits, which is in 4th place. Not joint now. This is the place it's in currently in 4th. So the film is No Limits. It's a short documentary by a director by the name of Bradley Cussey. The country is the USA. And the log line for this one is, after an accident in the war that took his legs away, Travis Strong moves forward in search of a better future. By literally climbing mountains and working with other organizations to better his life, he intends to bring awareness for limb patients as well as other variants outreach programs through his hard work and determination to show that his accident does not define who he is. Apologies for me doing all of this. I've got to look around the camera. Really daft place for me to stick this camera right in front of the log lines. Let me move it over here a little bit. There we go. Then we'll move it back later. No big deal. Okay. So, do we have the Guatemala project log line ready to go, Natalie?
I do. It's just in here, but give it 1 second.
Okay, one second. Let's go to third. So in third place we have Scrabble. Scrabble in third place is a short narrative directed by Anthony Hett. It's from the UK. It's currently got 7 votes, and the log line is the tale of Salif, a middle-aged laundrette owner, and his fear that any day now his sole employee, 77-year-old Mary, might just stop showing up. Interesting. Okay, so
okay.
Back to join fifth.
The Guatemala project is ready.
No, it's not there. You need to. It's not. Still the same. Still says Lucy along with her 2 sons, Simon and Michael and Sam.
I've got it changed my side, so I don't know why that
change your
is.
side. Okay, let's see if we can click inside and see if it updates. Let's go back inside. So you'll see in the underbelly now of Manchester LiftOff's online portal. So I've got follow it 2 college students. There we go. Let's go back. Present. Wham. Okay, cool. Here we are. Follow 2 college students as they document their experience of cultural immersion and global perspective as they build housing solutions in rural Guatemala. Yeah, that sounds even better than Lost Boys. I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. It's on the list. I'm going to be smashing through all of these films this week. I can't wait. Such an amazing amount of films. It's brilliant. Okay, great. So then we move through. Obviously, we've got in 4th place, No Limits. 3rd place was Scrabble. And then, Natalie, do you want to do 2nd place with 8 votes, Calling for Change?
Yeah, sure. So this is Calling for Change. It's a music video directed by Joel Ryan McDermott. And it's from the UK, and it is currently on 8 votes. The log line here is, the film aims to ask a series of questions about community, myth, consequence, equality, and the role of the imagination and the events played defining our individuality. Sadly, depending on where you live in the world and what time in history, many young people are directly affected by short-sighted politician ideas, and as ideas become sewn into communities as normalized social myths.
Wow.
It sounds like a really music video, and if you look at that poster, it's very moody. So I think
the poster looks wicked. Looks really good. I like how the purple matches with the purple on our thing here. That purple there with that there. Looks good. All right, great. And that's 8 votes. So it's looking pretty tight. We got 6. 4th has got 6 votes. We've got 3rd has got 7. 2nd has got 8. Looking pretty tight here at the moment. Joint 5th is 4. So this could really change by Friday. And then we've got the weekend ahead, and usually the weekend it really picks up. I think everybody's kind of having a weekend during the week, so it might even go a little bit more crazier than that. We never know. Moving forward to 1st place, currently in 1st on 10 votes. So that's 2 votes clear of 2nd, is Nearby Memories, directed by Pauline Moreau. And that is from France, 10 votes from France. Awesome. Olivia embarks on a tumultuous boat trip filled with distant memories in an attempt to find her place in the world. Within this trip flows a daring question. Wouldn't the land of her ancestors hold the answers to her existential crisis? Ooh, I do like a bit of existential crisis. That's awesome. I'll check that out. It's a wicked looking poster as well. You might not necessarily be able to tell here through the actual through the live stream, but Nearby Memories does look really, really quite compelling. Maybe I'll add that to the list for tomorrow night. Great stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well done, Pauline, for coming in first at the moment.
Say again, sorry, Natalie?
I was just congratulating Pauline on her position.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Yeah, congratulations, Pauline, on being in 1st place at this stage. All can happen. I mean, all can happen. Anything can happen, and all is for changing. What's 1st now, 2nd now, 3rd now, 4th now may not be in that position later on. So, you know, it all depends on where the votes are and what actually happens there. But it's pretty cool. So just as you guys know, the top 10 voted films, not the top 5, the top 10. At this stage, we could do the top 10 films, but we just see like a whole bunch of films with one vote each. There's lots of films with just one vote each at the moment. Those will probably pick up the more we send out our marketing on our side, as well as filmmakers spreading the word of this festival on your side as well, and their side as well. But just to let you know that the top 10 voted films in this social round will get promoted to something called the network round. And Natalie, do you want to talk about what the network round is?
Yeah, sure. So the network round takes place on the LiftOff Global members platform. This is where we invite all of our members to watch the top 10 films and give real feedback to those, well, for each of those films, which will then help us choose the overall winner. That feedback also gets sent back to the filmmakers who make it into the top 10. So it's really, really great for everyone involved to hear what your peers have to say about your work. So that's the network round, and that does take place on the LiftOff Global Network platform. So yeah.
Great, nice one. Yeah. Okay, and then the more in-depth voting, that's very vital, really, because what will happen is inside the network are the network members. So we have professional network members that we'll be discussing a little bit about later on this live stream, but they are professional members of our platform. So they're professional members that exist within the LiftOff Global Network, and they'll be giving you feedback through that platform itself. So you'll get loads of really intricate details. I mean, it will become very, very clear that you'll learn very quickly that art is subjective if you don't know that already. But it's a great way to kind of get different people's perspectives. We look at some of the feedback and we're just like, wow, there are some serious cinephiles in our network membership, some people that really know their stuff. And the network membership is open to everybody that's currently watching this video right now. We'll get onto that details a little bit later. So if you do fancy yourself as a bit of a film critic, and if you are a member of the filmmaking landscape, or you want to be part of the industry, then you can't go wrong with starting with a LiftOff membership. But we'll get back to that a little bit later, but we'll carry on sort of talking about what we're doing here. So this is our official trailer. We're just going to make sure that Natalie turns off her microphone now, so we can't, sorry, not her microphone, her speakers, so we can't hear her. We can't hear her, or she can't hear us. She's good. Okay, great. So we'll just press play on this and see how we go from there.
Our online festivals are designed to bring much needed new audience to true indie film with a voting process that provides valuable insight for filmmakers. The winning films will receive an official selection to an upcoming LiftOff Film Festival. To vote, please write "voted" along with 2 titles of the films you are choosing. Then, head to the online voting form to give your feedback on each film. This will be sent to the filmmakers at the end of the festival. You can visit this page on our website, which is updated every morning to see the current score breakdowns. Thank you for participating in the LiftOff Online Festival and supporting true indie film.
Thank you, Natalie. That's great. Okay, perfect. So the winner receives an official selection for an upcoming LiftOff Film Festival. What a great point to finish on with the trailer there. That's the trailer that will be sitting at the top of the Manchester LiftOff Online Festival page. It's just a recap for anyone that's watching this video now or watching it later after it goes live. Just to let them know that... Oh, we okay there, Natalie?
Yeah, I'm back. So
okay,
I wasn't
great.
sure when it ended or not, so I'm back.
Oh, okay, fine. Yes, we're good. Okay, cool. Just saying that this is a good little recap as to how the voting system works and what we're going to be doing with the voting and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very, very handy for people just to kind of have a recap or get an introduction to what we're actually doing. If we move on forward now with this, we can go through to the next slide. Yep.
Oh, this is exciting. This is really exciting.
Say again, Natalie. So you let us know what this is right now.
Yeah. So personally, I think that this is a really exciting move that we're doing. So the top 3 voted films from the network round will be asked to join us for an exclusive director's commentary session, which we'll hold via our YouTube channel. And it's just a great way for us to connect with the filmmakers, get a better understanding of what they were trying to achieve, what their film is all about, and how they were able to create the shots that they did within their film. So I think that is worth so much, and I'm excited to meet our filmmakers.
Yeah, it should be fantastic. I think that there's a really cool like thing that happens when a filmmaker explains the process of their film, and I think that that whenever we've been watching films through DVDs that had, this was like a thing that used to happen in the early noughties, where you would watch a DVD, fall in love with a film, and then get the director's commentary afterwards, and it would give you a completely fresh insight into the film, how it was created, what the filmmaker learnt whilst they were filming. A really great thing. We can't wait to do this. It's going to be fantastic. Exclusive director's commentary session. I don't think many film festivals actually do this, and I think it's a really unique thing that we're offering to our official selections. Yeah. Okay, great. So moving on with the next stuff. So the winner receives an official selection at an upcoming LiftOff Film Festival. So at the beginning of the year, we had Berlin. Then we go to Manchester, Tokyo, New York, Toronto, Los Angeles, Amsterdam, Paris, Sydney, Melbourne, and London. In this current climate, with what's happening with COVID-19, we're not sure where New York's going to be in June. It's looking highly likely that it will be impossible for us to actually have physical screenings in New York. If that happens, we'll do the same thing that we have planned for Tokyo, and as well as what we're kind of sort of trialing out with Manchester right now. We're going to be upping our game with all of these festivals and making sure that we do daily live streams. We'll keep our filmmakers promoted all the way through, and we'll be doing, even like throughout the actual festival itself, doing director commentary sessions throughout the actual festival. So it's a really great way for us to kind of connect with our filmmakers, but also have the filmmakers connect with our audiences as well, because LiftOff comes to the online space with its own audience. We've had hundreds of thousands of people attend our festivals around the world, and we're constantly marketing these online initiatives to people that are currently sat at home self-isolating. So we think that we do have a unique position where indie film fans that are connected to us can actually engage with the indie filmmakers that are creating this fantastic content, and that's you guys. Yeah, definitely. So all 10 finalists will receive free intermediate membership for 1 year, and that's LiftOff intermediate membership onto the LiftOff platform. So the 10 finalists, if you get into the top 10 of this festival, will give you free intermediate memberships. You'll be able to become intermediate members, which means that you'll be able to send us concepts for film markets in the future. You'll be able to send us requests for career road mapping sessions. You'll be able to submit to our showcases free of charge. There's all sorts of different weird and wonderful, I say weird and wonderful, there are all sorts of different wonderful benefits to being an intermediate member, and also the opportunity to upgrade to professional as and when you see fit. So be sure to check out our how-to videos on this channel and subscribe right now for more LiftOff Global Network news, screenings, events, and live workshops. We've got a workshop every Friday. They come out currently going out live at 12 p.m. BST. Bit difficult for people in the States to lock onto that live. We're looking at potentially doing workshops in the evening as well to kind of bring in our American partners also. I say our American partners, our American friends. As well as that. But if this is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in getting some free workshops on filmmaking, this is all from a film festival's perspective. Our next live workshop will be how to find the best audience for your film projects. You can go right now to our channel, which you're currently on, actually. You can click onto the channel, you can click set reminder. So YouTube will send you a notification when we're live, and then if you miss it, you can obviously watch it afterwards because it gets saved into our YouTube channel as well. We'd love to have you in the chat room, but if you're unavailable for the chat during its live process, we can continue the conversation in the comments. No problem at all. And yes, Manchester LiftOff final update is this Friday, so we'll be doing this again, giving a promotional focus to the top 10 voted films. So we'll be doing promotional focus to the top 10 voted films, not just the top 5. So we'll be increasing it to 10. So if you're getting the votes in, it will be really, really great to have you guys there, and all the information is there for you to crack on. So the link is in the description, and you can go to the festival and start doing the voting, and you can also set a reminder for the final competition update happening this Friday. Fingers crossed, whoever's watching this that's part of the Manchester LiftOff Festival will actually be featured in that promotional video. And are you a filmmaker looking to launch your career? So here we go. This is where we talk about our professional membership. So first of all, we have something called the Production Accelerator. So the Production Accelerator is a 5-week online program. It connects and builds audiences, and it connects with the international industry. It can package your projects for the market, and it's a creative and professional development tool. Plus all the benefits of professional membership that you would get that we'll talk about later on. It's a 5-week online program that we've launched. The Production Accelerator is $189 for the year, and you can register for this at liftoff.network. Something that it connects to is the professional membership, which gives you free submissions, career road mapping. These are sessions that we're going to be doing, I think, live via YouTube, where we get a bunch of filmmakers together and we talk about the opportunities that are currently out in the marketplace for those specific filmmakers. So if anyone in this audience right now is interested in getting an actual one-to-one session where we sit you down and we say, your work needs to be aimed towards this particular market. Have you thought about doing this with your marketing? Have you thought about doing that with your festival strategy? This is where we see your career developing in 5 to 10 years, for example, and we're looking to kind of push you in that direction. You can also join us in the audiences for our live screenings. That's currently something we can't offer because we're not doing any live screenings at the moment that are with any audiences. But if you can see some of our previous workshops and stuff, we have had live audiences at Pinewood Studios, where our home is in the UK, and that's something that we would really kind of like to bring back once the COVID-19 situation has been removed. We've got a live jobs dashboard where every Friday we're uploading new jobs, new interesting jobs that are inside the film marketplace. It's not necessarily as vibrant as it has been over the last few weeks because of the situation, but as we get through this, we're going to start ramping up. We'll have more jobs on there. So anyone that's kind of indie filmmakers or doing things, I mean, every indie filmmaker basically is an editor, is a producer, is a writer. I mean, you know, you're an artist with many strings to your bow. We completely understand that. So we go out and above and beyond our normal capabilities of job hunting to deliver a jobs dashboard that's fluid, that covers very, very, very different aspects of the film industry, and people can apply for jobs. So yeah, check that out if you become professional members. And the film market representation at all of the major film markets. So Natalie, do you want to talk about that last point? That's something that you really focus on.
Yeah, sure. So we attend all the major film markets. We go to Cannes, TIFF, and we may be going back to TIFF this year, depending if it takes place.
Yeah.
AFM, the American film market, and EFM, the European film market. So we take a handful of projects to the markets with the aim to build relationships between the filmmakers and sale agents / distributors. But we also take unlimited concepts. So if you do have a concept in mind and you've got it written down as a treatment, please send it in to us, and we will be looking to take all of these concepts. We just never know what the conversations might bring with the different sale agents that we meet. A concept that we have in our bag suits what they're looking for, we will 100% start that conversation. So
Yeah,
send us your concepts.
that's a really good point actually about the concepts. To go through for professional membership, it's liftoff.network/membership. The link will be in the description below. And thank you for supporting True Independent Film. Follow the link in the description to watch these films. Yeah, thank you very much.